Was regarding the RFID chip that is upon us. So, shalom, brothers and sisters. Please be mindful of the times that we are in. It's crazy. So I was in like a hospital type facility. Don't know what I was in there for. But I was walking around like I was trying to find my way out, and I seen exits, and I can see what they're doing to people. They're chipping them with these little things, and sometimes they're passing them out so that people could do themselves, and they just tell them where to stick it. So it was like the size of, you know how those pins are with the point, but it has like, you can see I can't explain it. It's like those ballpoint pins that look, it looked just like that. Like it was the size of that ball at the end of the ballpoint pen. And they were sticking people in their hands. So I seen them sticking people in their hands, and they gave me one, like for me to stick myself. And I didn't want to stick it in my hand because I was like, no, I'm not taking the mark of the beast. But I believe God wanted me to feel what they were feeling. So I think I stuck myself in the stomach or something. And it was, I could feel it going into my stomach, and the shock, like the sensation, I could feel the sensation that came with it, like in my stomach, and then it shot out, like it gushed out like water. So it didn't stick. And I think I stuck myself in 2 different places just so I could feel it again. I felt it. I was like, whoa, that hurts. And what I was witnessing with the people, because it shot out of me, like I didn't stick it where it was supposed to go, so it shot out of me. I was witnessing the people around me who they were sticking, like they had them attached to these heart monitors, right? And when they stuck them, they flatlined and then were brought back to life, if that makes sense at all. Because, you know, the devil tries to imitate God, or tries to imitate Christ. So you know how you have to be born again and come as a child. It was like a rebirth into the beast system. I watched these people die after getting this thing and come back. I don't know who they were coming back as or what have you. Like they were still like the same person. Like, Lord help me. Okay. So I was trying to get out of the hospital, and they were calling my name. Like, I don't know how these people do my name, but you know, they was calling my name like, hey, Quita, come back. And I'm like, So, you know, I'm trying to fight to get out of there. And I'm just sharing this because I prayed for God to help me to remember. And I have plenty of dreams, but this one I feel like it's like he gave it to me twice. That has to mean something. It's here. So my dream was regarding the RFID.
And there he is. Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, by Shemi, Yahweh Shai, by Shemar Kakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the whole Folek. News in the gospel of God, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, by Shemi, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Aki of Mahaloya coming back with another lesson. Lord's will to be edifying. The sister here, brother had uploaded a video. It says, reveals our dream concerning the C-HIP. Okay. Joel 2:28, that's the spirit. I actually got the scripture on deck about the, you know, the Lord pouring out his spirit on all flesh in these days. And I mean, if it's not clear, the image or the puddings, if it's not clear to you at this point, then it's just like you're just in a reprobate state of mind, man. Okay. Now I know some guys are deliberately not trying to see this prophecy because it does away with their endeavors here in Babylon the Great, which fuck this life, man. Okay, it's nothing but vanity any damn way. Okay, it's really a waste of time, and you're doing things for nefarious purposes to make other people rich, man. And it don't really benefit us at all. You know, just all a mental headache for real. But regardless of that, I mean, if you other guys ain't seeing that the RFID, you know what C-HIP is, the MOTB, then I mean that's on you. Okay, at this point, it's like enough is enough. You know, you guys continue to play games, continue to play with the Lord, man, until he decides to bring judgment. Okay, because that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. The Lord's gonna bring judgment on you guys that's playing with this prophecy, man. Because this woman said that the Most High gave her the dream twice. You know, he gave it to her twice, and I mean, usually when the Lord gives you back-to-back dreams, he's trying to communicate something to you. And there's no coincidence with This Fed now being launched January 1st down in Florida, DeSantis, they're allowing people to just openly carry weapons, okay, without permits and stuff like that. And, you know, the CBDC, you know, and the coming collapse of the dollar, man. You know, Janet Yellen is talking about we're inevitable collapse if they don't raise the debt ceiling. But if they raise the debt ceiling again, then this shit just gonna fall. So I'm thinking that they may just let the debt spill over to be justified on bringing in the Fed now. But, I mean, I can't tell you exactly how it's going to go down. But we do know we in those times, man. And, I mean, the Lord gave her a dream, obviously. Now, is she in the truth? I'm not sure. Well, she called on Christ or Jesus. So, obviously, she's not adopting to the doctrine that we teach. But nonetheless, I mean, she has her hair covered, but you still see her cleavage. But regardless of that, man, you know, the Lord is getting ready to move the pieces where he needs to move them. And people like this, in fact, when they start to see things happen, they will find a way, or the Lord will find a way to have mercy on individuals such as this in this video. OK, not saying her particular, but the Lord is getting ready to have mercy on his elect, but he's getting ready to condemn the rest of this world. And you don't want to be part of that. OK, you don't want to be part of the condemnation of the world. Like the scripture says, it's better to what Paul mentioned, is better that we suffer now than be condemned with the world. OK, because if you're condemned with the world, you're basically going to die the death of the unrighteous. OK, but she made mention of a very meticulous thing about how people were getting this and they were dying and coming back to life for those miracles. Because Esau has a movie which is called The Butterfly Effect in Flatliners, when they deal with the afterlife and basically trying to bring people back from the afterlife. And we know that with this with these particular algorithms that he have, and these particular C-HIPs that he have, like Elon Musk, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is doing the human trials, I believe, like in June of this year, for the brain C-HIPs and so forth like that. They're basically tampering with immortality because Esau is afraid of, he don't want to be taken out of power. Okay, he wants to sidestep his judgment, you know, and this is the reason why I believe he's dealing with CERN. Okay, which experiment with the guard particles, which is colliding atoms quicker than the speed of light to open up these particular wormholes or these portals, because he's trying to figure out how to go back into the past so he can add more time to his rulership. Okay, it's quite obvious that's what he's doing, you know, because when you look at shows like Stranger Things and what is it called, Gateway, and, you know, all these intergalactic shows, they always deal with some form of time travel or going back into time and upsetting the timeline and consequences here and there. But he's literally doing anything to just give himself another second of rulership. But the Lord, your playtime is over, bro. It's time for you to come in the crib and you got to do chores now, man. All right, you've enjoyed your 5 minutes of recess. Now it's time for you to clean the house up, buddy. All right. So anyway, couple precepts, Joel 2, and I'm gonna start at 1. And we are supposed to warn the people. Okay, we are supposed to warn the people of this. Okay, and if we're not doing our job as watchmen, then what good are we? Okay, we're supposed to be watchmen into the nation of Israel, warning the people, telling them, look, this is what's gonna happen before it happens. And I mean, it's a great job, man. I mean, yeah, the pay is beautiful when it pays off. I mean, the hell you go through sucks, you know, trying to serve the Lord, but nonetheless, it's all necessary. Okay, because the Lord, he ain't just going to put a bunch of nobodies on. The Lord is recruiting the dream team, you know, and everybody couldn't make the dream team. You know, you had the best players from the world to be on the team in a roundabout way. So the Lord is getting the best of the best, the creme de la creme, as my man Yak say. I call him Yak Dip, you know. You know, he the creme de la creme. He say, oh, the creme de la creme. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's my man's. But anyway, Isaiah 62 and started verses 6. It says, I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. And what is a watchman? A person that foretells, or a person that sees the impending danger. You know, a person that sees hell coming. Like if they set you on a watchtower, a guard tower, and you see the opposing force coming to besiege the city, and you don't blow the trumpet, then what good of a watchman are you? And ultimately, if you was a bad watchman, you could be put to death for that, man, because you will be responsible for a whole entire village of people surviving or not surviving based on your judgment calls and based on when you see the enemy coming. You know what I'm saying? So if you a watchman and you sitting on a high tower, but you give the enemy a pass to get through the gates, then that blood is going to be on your hand. Because one thing, when all shit's said and done, they're going to say, well, how did they, how were they able to infiltrate the defenses? Why didn't you sound the alarm? Why didn't you let anybody know? Why didn't you tell them about this? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you tell them? Why didn't you warn them? You know, while you there getting, you're getting cross-examined, and then it finds out that you were just a demon and you didn't do your fucking job, then before you know it, you'll get a public execution behind that, man. You know, so we're directly responsible for warning Israel, telling them what's coming on the planet Earth, man. And like I said, I don't know about you other guys out there, but I know the brothers and myself in this thing. Look, man, we care way about our salvation. I'd rather tell you niggas you're going to be destroyed before I get destroyed. It's either us or you, okay? And damn sure it ain't going to be us if the Lord has mercy. But set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which should never hold their peace day nor night. Okay, so that's the reason why we pump these shows. Man, y'all do 1,000 videos on the mark of the beast. Well, make this 1,001, bro. All right, kudos to you. And it says, who should never hold their peace day nor night, and ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Yeah, keep not silence, man. Bug the Lord, ask and pray, man. When you gonna get this man out of here? When you gonna bring this thing? Bring it. Bring it, bring it, bring it. You know what I'm saying? Begging the Lord to bring judgment on this place. Hurry up. Not rushing the Lord, but you know, hey, we want to get up out of here. You know? And it says to give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Okay? And this is the reason why we're constantly doing these shows. Going out to the highways and the byways, you know, warning the people. Telling them, hey, look, this is going to befall America. And why people think it's a joke and they don't take us serious, that's fine. That makes it the better when it does come to pass, because, hey, the underdog always win in some form or fashion. All right. Joel 2:1, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Okay. And we're blowing the trumpet. Okay. You had different sounds of trumpet. You had a trumpet of war, trumpet for when the high holy days came in, or the Shabbats, you know, trumpet from different ceremonies and so forth. You always had different sounds. And based on the sound you hear, you would know, okay, this is what this means. Okay, when the Shabbat comes in, a certain horn will be blown from the shaparah, okay, or the shofar, as Esau likes to call it, but it's shaparah, which is the ram's horn. You blow it, and then, you know, you have a certain sound. But when danger comes, you have a certain tune. Okay, you have a certain beat, you have a certain frequency, like, oh shit, we got to get ready. This is war. And you rehearse that constantly, until the people is able to distinguish between the war beat and this particular sound. Like, you know the difference between a love song and a love song and a rap song, or R&B or hip hop. You can tell because of different tones and frequency. And just hearing the beat alone, you're like, okay, this is definitely a song that we gonna go to war over. Versus some Keep Sweat. Ain't nobody going to war over that, man. You getting ready to get your John and do what you got to do with her. You know? So yeah, it says, sound an alarm in all my holy mountain, and let the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord coming, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. And a great people and a strong, they have not ever been the like. Neither shall be any more after, even to the years of many generations, man. Okay. The freaking the World War III. Okay, World War III is a trending topic even to this day, because the situation in Ukraine, which that's gonna spill over to the Middle East, which really we should keep our eyes on the Middle East. The war in Ukraine is all good and dandy. That's getting the ground hot, so to speak. But the war is not going to come from Ukraine. It's going to come from the Middle East, man, which is within that area. But nonetheless, Ukraine is a ways from the Middle East, man. You know what I'm saying? So war is going to start in the Middle East. That's where it's going to end. And that's where Yahweh Shah is going to touch down to bring judgment, man. Okay. But nonetheless, the war in Ukraine is definitely my spark in that direction, because it's getting all the nations in play to pretty much hate this whore. Because America, they're not doing anything but making enemies everywhere they go. And, hey, good for them, you know. The more enemies for them, the better. Verses 28. It says, and afterwards, and it should come to pass afterwards, that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men should dream dreams, and your young men should see visions. Okay, this is what they're seeing. This is what she's seeing. It says, your young men should see visions, your old men should dream dreams. Okay. It says, and upon the servants and upon my handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit. Okay, and that's the point. Your daughter shall prophesy, and she's basically prophesizing. Okay, because she said she's seen it in a dream, and she believed it's gonna happen. And obviously, it's a prophetic dream because she said she had more than one of them regarding the same thing. And brothers have had several testimonies of visions they've had regarding the MOTB. But yet you got camps out here, oh, it's sin. It's an embargo. It's sleeping with white women. How the hell is it any of those? How the hell can you buy with sleeping with white women? I mean, break down the buy and sell aspect of it, man. This is why we tell you that your leader sold out, man. Nate sold out, man. Because if he didn't sell out, he'd straight up be telling you, look, man, this is what it is. And we know them guys, man, them Judas goats. What they gonna do when push comes to shove, when this is ordeal, they gonna make it sound like, oh, we've been teaching this. Nate, no, you haven't, bro. Johanna, you don't teach that the MOTB is what it is, man. You don't teach it. Zavat, you don't teach it. Adam Abbott or Wi-Fi Israelites, you niggas don't teach it. GOCC, you not pushing it, even though you believe once upon a time that it was the MOTB. HODC, I don't even know if they even still around. But y'all know the MOTB is the C-HIP, but you ain't pushing it. Sakari know, but Sakari, they ain't pushing it, man. And that's a spirit. I had a dream about that nigga last night. He had a real dark countenance on him. He had a real evil spirit on him, man. He's very, very, very double-minded, two-faced, You can't trust a guy like that, man. 1 minute they cool with you, next minute you ready to cut your throat. But anyway, neither here nor there. It says, and also upon my servants and upon the handmaids in those days would I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. And the sun should be turned into darkness and the moon into the blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come, man. Okay. So that's the point. And it should come to pass that whosoever should call on the name of the Lord should be delivered. For in Mount Zion in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. And this cut you Christians. See, anybody that called on the name of the Lord could be saved. Well, in Acts, the 2nd chapter, read down, it says, O ye men of Israel. And read here, it says, for in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. The Israelites, okay? As the Lord has said, in the remnant of whom the Lord shall call of this people. So that proves right there that the Lord is not dealing with any other nations but the nation of Israel. The chosen people that is going to get salvation are the Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, our people. That's who salvation is for only. Now, that's not to say that you nations will not have benefits in the kingdom. Yes, you nations will be in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, but it will be our heaven and it will be y'all hell until you serve your slavery period. And even then, when you get out of your captivity, it's still going to be our rulership and we're going to lord over you. Now, you're going to have the benefits of a clean earth, okay, the best foods and, things being in order because you're going to be following the law, statutes, and commandments. But overall, you're not going to get the glory, okay? You're not getting the top seat. You're not getting that. Okay, just like now, even though, Elam is not in power, they have more power than Jake. Now, we at the bottom, but nonetheless, we're still able to go out and do things according to our will, according to so-called our will. We have no will but the Lord's, but we're able to go out, get jobs. Certain Jakes prosper. Certain Jakes are living better than Edomites, man. I mean, you got Jakes that are literally winning in this society. So, I mean, it makes sense that even in the kingdom, you're going to have heathens outside of Esau that's going to be doing fairly well once we get in power, because we're going to be a blessing unto all those nations, man, because they're going to be following the ways of the Lord. Okay, and those that don't, we just going to put hell on them. But they would never be in status with us. You would never own a planet or a galaxy, or I don't even think you demons are going to be able to space travel for real. That's for us. But, that's yet to be determined. But you heathens, you're not going to get the benefits of the kingdom of heaven. Not entirely. I mean, the glory, you're not going to have the glow. You're just going to be basically flesh and blood mortals like you are on this side. You're going to live, you're going to die, and you're going to be regenerated back in the earth. Okay? Our blessing is immortality. And you other nations, you're not going to be immortal in the kingdom. Okay? You're going to be just like you are now, but stronger, better situations, but yet you're going to still die. You ain't going to be immortal. Okay? So you have that to look forward to. But I will say anything is better than being under Esau. Because even in your partnership or your joint partnership with this devil, he's still wicked unto you, But regardless of that, next precept here. It's like, you mean a rant. Revelation 15:1, it says, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous. Okay. 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. Okay. So these angels are responsible for these particular plagues that the Lord has put to their charge. Okay. And it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name. Stand on a sea of glass having the harps of the Most High. And that's going to come when we're on the chariots, man. Okay, and the sea of glass represents the atmosphere or the heaven, so to speak. Because when I look in the sky right now, I mean, it's called glass as being transparent because you can't see the barrier. It's pretty much transparent. You can see through it. Okay, so it's like metaphorically speaking, when the sea of glass is basically going to be us on top of the atmosphere looking down at this destruction. Standing on a sea of glass, meaning because we're going to be in those ships. You know, to prove that is the scriptures say, come up here into the chambers of the Lord until the indignation be past, roughly paraphrasing it. You know, something to that magnitude. But we're going to literally see the destruction of this place. That's why it says, with thy eyes, behold, you should see the downfall of the wicked. We're going to literally see this place burn when we're in the heavens on the chariots, man, looking down. We're going to watch the Lord put hell on this place, man. Okay, we're going to watch Yahweh Shai do his thing right along with the angels. While we get in the bodies and glorify, we're going to watch the Lord do his thing. And once he's done, we're going to come down. Okay, we're going to get those crowns, and the Lord is going to crown us, and then we're going to go in, we're going to take over the planet Earth. You know, it's going to be beautiful, man. We're going to have that glow. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, O Lord Yahweh Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of the saints. But it says, who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? It says, for thou, only thou, for all nations should come to worship before thee, and for thy judgments are made manifest, man. Okay? And that's the point I want to make. So, yeah, this MOTB prophecy is coming to pass, and hey, it's coming to pass, and it's going to come to pass fast. All right? So, if you ain't in the spirit of seeing it, then hey, the scriptures say, he that's wicked, let him be wicked still. He that's unjust, let him be unjust still. So, hey, you continue to play games with the Lord's word, and that's on you. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and Abba Shalom.